Anyhow, next question comes from Kim, or Rotan3. It was originally Rotan1, but I think she lost access to her account. No. Oh, I'm not too sure. But anyway, she says, Laura's bouncy polygons. I'm aware of them. In this day and age, do you think they would be reduced? And, well, I can only assume that you've not played the more later games, Kim. Now, it's quite obvious that they have been reduced. They have been reduced from Tomb Raider 1 to, Tomb Raider 1. Fucking triangles, they're not boobs. Tomb Raider 2, let's go for Tomb Raider 2. They're pretty big in Tomb Raider 2. I think they do get bigger in one of the games. I remember looking at a set of pictures of all the different models. And, yeah, by the time it was Tomb Raider Underworld, she's a bit more athletic. It makes more sense, really. It makes more sense that she's athletic. Because generally, like, the more muscular you get, the more breast size the more breast size. I mean, the less breast size you have. Unless you had silicons, of course. Yes, so, yeah, generally, looking at the trailer as well, she isn't that big, although it would be kind of... It would make more sense if she was a bit more bigger breasted in this current game, because she's not as athletic as she is in Tomb Raider Underworld. The second question coming from Rotem. What would an ideal game for you consist of in terms of genre and gameplay? And well, I'm going to have to explain that, well, while I Let's Play Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, those are not my favourite genre of gaming. I'm not a huge fan of survival off-screen, I'm not a huge fan of action, I'm not a huge fan of platforming, adventure. I'm pretty shit at all four of them, actually. Now, generally, the game for me is what people would consider very mind-numbing, to be honest. It's like hack and slash and beat 'em ups. I mean, I spoke about Streets of Rage earlier. That game's a fucking orgasm for me. Hack and slash, Dynasty Warriors, you're fucking getting through all the enemies and just twirling around with fucking swords and shit and spears, stab. I love that shit. It's one of my favourite games. Dynasty Warriors 4. Yeah. Now, I do also like strategy games. Not just any sort of strategy games, but turn-based. Turn-based? No, maybe not turn-based. Ones that allow you to pause the game and actually think about things. I can't play real-time strategy. I cannot play real-time strategy. I'm terrible at real-time strategy. Probably worse at real-time strategy than I am at the games that I'm Let's Playing, so... maybe someday I'll have to show you some of the games that I'm actually good at, as opposed to constantly playing games that I'm actually kind of a bit bad at, to be honest. So... yeah, they're my ideal genres. So, the games that I enjoy the most would obviously combine those two together. You got the hack and slash or the beat 'em ups, and you got the strategy. You put them together, and those games exist. Hooray for me! Now, one of those games is Kingdoms Under Fire. I love Kingdoms Under Fire, the original one, not the other two. I know there's like two other games in the series. I think I played those briefly and wasn't fond of them. They were too RPG-ish. Yeah, they're my favourite kind of games. It's like, just generally that take those two and put them together. I am tempted to do a Let's Play of Kingdom Under Fire, because it's been some years since I played it properly. I did recently try and play it, but I was like, should probably focus on what I'm doing Let's Play-wise, really. So, yeah. Otherwise, I like turn-based RPGs. Final Fantasy, give me that shit, I love that kind of stuff. I like ones that try to revolutionise that idea as well. The Last Story is a good example, I suppose. So anyway, next question comes from Ms. I love that word. Aquamonkey. And she asks... oh, I like this question, actually. I didn't want to write and answer this. I put, hints as to what I'm going to say on the script for some of these questions. She asks, how do you think you'd fare in a zombie invasion? Yes. I wanted to make a very spontaneous answer for this. So, if zombies just suddenly occurred one day, they came out of nowhere and they were like, I want your brains, and generally, I was here in this house, I think the first place I would go, Luke, is in the shed. I'm not sure what's in the shed since I don't do any gardening, if I'm being honest. I'm a terrible person. Don't do any gardening. I don't like gardening. If I owned a house, perhaps I would do gardening. But yeah, go look in the shed, see if there's any interesting tools in there, because that's the best place to look. I mean, I live in England, so there's not going to be any guns around. None that I know of, anyway. I mean, someone down my street may have a gun. You can get a gun license, so... But yeah, I think that'd probably be my best bet, to go look in the shed. Shed's where you keep all gardening items, in case you don't know. I don't know where you keep them in America. Otherwise, kitchen. You know, there's some knives in there. There's, I don't know. It's quite a tough one, really. I suppose, like, you could combine the two. If I, like, found a mop or something, and I had a knife, I could, like, tape the knife to the end and stab them at a distance or something like that. Though, to be honest, I don't think a knife's going to do much to a zombie. How the bloody hell would I kill it? I'd be fucked one time. I'd be really fucked. I mean, you need to really just shoot them in the head, don't you? Or something. You need something that could penetrate the skull. The skull's quite tough. Mine isn't. It's a bit hollow, really. I don't know. I'd be screwed. I'd be a zombie. There we go. There's the answer. Next question. Comes from FleaFly79. I love that. It rhymes. This is a very interesting question. Given that God is infinite, not too sure of that one, and that the universe is also infinite, again, not too sure about that one, you may find that's not true someday, then you'll bite your tongue, FleaFly79. I was about to say 69 there. That's me being a bit perverted, isn't it? Would you like a toasted tea cake? Now, I had to actually Google what a toasted tea cake is. Shows how bloody British I am, doesn't it? Apparently it's something that only British people generally tend to have, you know. It's like, I'm not very British. I don't drink tea, don't have crumpets, don't really have scones or scones or whatever you want to call them. I'm not very British. I'm a failure. I should be, like, deported. Go live in a non-British country. I failed England. So yes, I would like a toasted tea cake. Thank you very much. Next question comes from Armadillo Dude. What is your favourite site or wonder of the world? And no, you don't have to actually have travelled there. Well, I don't travel much, so that's a good job. That's a really good job. Yeah, I've only actually ever been to Canada, I think. I've been to Canada, I've been to Ireland. Lucky me. So far away. So different to England. Yeah, been Canada, been Ireland. I think I've seen, is the Niagara Falls a wonder of the world? I don't think it is, really, is it? I've seen... Didn't know, I didn't. I don't know. Wonder of the world. So I can't think of any. Suppose I'd like to go to China. Now, whether or not I want to see the Great Wall is another thing. How big is the Great Wall of China? I mean, if it goes across... It goes across some distance, doesn't it? Bloody hell. I've only just thought about this. Yeah, but Great Wall of China, I guess, because I'd love to go to China. Seems like quite a nice place to... Well, rural areas of China, not, you know, the busy places, because I'm very... Sorry, another hiccup. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of being around people, so that wouldn't be a good idea for me. Next question. We're actually near the end now. Jesus, how long have we been recording for now? Wow. Okay. This comes from Kyle Morris, and he asks, can you do your Q&A drunk? No, I can't do that. That would be silly, because I just wouldn't know what to... I just wouldn't be able to get any of these answers out, like, at all. I'd just be too drunk. I'd just be slurring on and talking about things that have no relevance to any of the questions. Right, okay. Moving on to the next question. KateLover321 asks, do you have an Xbox? And if you do, can I have your Xbox Live? I do have an Xbox, I did mention that earlier. Xbox 360. I have an original Xbox as well, actually. I prefer the original Xbox to the Xbox 360. Original Xbox works, Xbox 360 doesn't work. Too many problems, too many faults. Same with the PS3. Fucking new consoles, the shit. The Wii's good. The Wii, you can throw it at people, it still fucking work. It'd be like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna work. It's like a Nokia phone, isn't it? The original Nokia phones. Yeah, so I do have an Xbox. Now, in regards to Xbox Live, I came home about 5 months ago. Back to my hometown, to move back in with my parents. My brother's now playing Xbox Live, and he was like, do you want to join me? I was like, yeah, why not? What games you got? He's like, I've got Halo Reach. So I gave it a go. I was like, I'll be open-minded, because I don't really like the new Halo games, if I'm being honest. I liked ODST, actually. I actually liked ODST, because they focused on story as opposed to online gameplay. But I don't like Halo 3 at all. No. The story was terrible for that. The online gameplay I played it a bit too much, really. I didn't like it, but an incredible amount. But anyway, yeah. I decided to play it. I was like, oh, this isn't that bad, actually. This is quite fun. So I was like, yeah, I'll take out a subscription. Take out a subscription on Xbox Live. Took out 3 months. Now, across those 3 months, I managed to play about 10 hours worth of Halo Reach. And I was like, what was the bloody point in that? Why did I do that? I could have just used my brother's account instead. So, yes, I do have Xbox Live, but no, I'm not using it. I'm not a big online gamer. Generally, I dropped off the online gaming scene about 5 years ago. You can add me on Xbox Live if you like, and generally, if I ever come back to it, we can play games together. That would be fantastic. I am actually considering inviting people to come and play online games with me every so often. It'd be kind of fun. We could arrange some, little groups and stuff. We could play some online games that have gone dead, for example. Because I really like playing games like Kane and Lynch online. The original Kane and Lynch, That was fun. You have these little heists and stuff, and generally you all just go in together as a group of bank robbers, and you get into the place. You start stealing the money, and then you have a split of that money. Now the catch is, you've got a split of that money. You can raise your split by killing other of your members. So it's kind of it's a bit of a mind game, really. It's very clever. I liked it. It wasn't that popular. Why wasn't it that popular? Call of Duty's popular. That's just as simple as run around and shoot people. Kane and Lynch had a lot going on for it, But yeah, perhaps I could do an invite to... I am actually playing Guild Wars 2 at the moment. Guild Wars 2, yeah. It's the first online game I've played for quite some time. Played Guild Wars 1 quite a lot. A bit too much, actually. I think I've got over a year's worth of gameplay time. Yeah. And before that, I used to play a few games on the Xbox 360 when it first came out. Resident Evil 5 was one of my favourites. I was actually in the top 10 on the leaderboard for Resident Evil 5, which is pretty awesome. That was near when it first came out. Probably not anymore. Probably nowhere near the top 10. Before that, played Phantasy Star Online, but, So yeah, I'll drop you some details. We could play Guild Wars 2 together. That'd be pretty cool, You guys can come and join me on Guild Wars 2. Why not? I imagine a few of you have that game. We could give it a go. We could probably get a team together for Phantasy Star Online, actually, because I know there's still servers running. That'd be awesome. So yeah, let's move on to another question. Where have we gone? I've lost my place. Ah, right, here we go. Now, next question. Mousy Thunder. Mousy Thunder asks, what is your real name? Wouldn't you like to know? Maybe it is Alonzo. Maybe it isn't. Maybe that's a game maybe that's a name I just made up. He also asks, what's your most anticipated game between now and early 2013, if any? I think that's pretty obvious, really. It's Tomb Raider. It's Tomb Raider and Resident Evil 6, although I've already played Resident Evil 6 now. So why... Well, that's already out. I know what it's like. I know it's a good game. I can't think of anything else, really. No, nothing really gets me wet. Thinking about... Anyhow, another question from Mousy Thunder is... I like this one, actually. Who is your favourite Pokemon from the original 151? I gave this some force, and I decided it was Butterfree. Now, the reason it's Butterfree is because Butterfree ruined my childhood. Not only was Butterfree my favourite Pokemon in Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, whatever the fuck all the colours were, and also Silver, Gold, Crystal. I always had a Butterfree. I love Butterfree. I forgot what I called it, though. You know, I think I was so lame when I was a kid. Instead of calling things names, when I was really young, I just, because it was all in capital letters in Pokemon, I gave things a capital letter at the front and then put all the rest in lowercase, like I was being really formal or something. That's pretty lame. But yeah, Butterfree, or just Pokemon in general, ruined my childhood. There is an episode of Pokemon where Ash says goodbye to Butterfree. Butterfree's going off to fucking mate, for fuck's sake. Yeah, Pokemon anime. Yeah, Butterfree's off to go fuck his girlfriend. And basically, after all they've been through, all Ash and Butterfree have been through, he's got to say goodbye to Butterfree. And I found that so bloody sad. I cried my eyes out. I cried my eyes out over the fact that Butterfree was not going to be in my favourite anime anymore. I didn't have much knowledge of anime back then. I did like Dragon Ball Z, though. But yeah, Butterfree ruined my childhood. Thus it is my favourite Pokemon. Makes sense, right? Okay, next question. This comes from Ash Pilkington. I hope I'm saying that right, because my eyes are getting kind of blurry now. I see his name every day, so I should know this one. Yeah. His question is... Well, not really sure it is a question. He asks, why the children of the world? Well, Ashley. It came to the point whereby we ran out of virgins to sacrifice. We ran out of virgins, and also we just couldn't tell anymore. We just couldn't tell if the girls we were sacrificing were virgins. I mean, it's just like kids are so into that kind of stuff these days. You know, they're getting down, they're getting dirty at a very young age. We couldn't tell whether or not they were virgins, so we couldn't take any risks. So that's why we're having to go with the children now, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. I know, it's terrible. Heard about it on the news everywhere. I cried myself to sleep last night over this. Okay. 2 more questions left. Can't believe how long I've been doing this for. Right, this one comes from Little Hori. I hope I'm saying that wrong. I hope it's not Hori. Hori. She, or possibly he, can't remember the gender of this one. Sorry, there's so many of you, I kind of lose track. They have 2 questions. There we go, gender neutral, they. First question. What is the worst game you've ever played? I had a bit of trouble deciding this one. I decided the worst game that I've ever played... I've played a lot of games that are quite bad. I'd say Urban Chaos is probably one of the worst ones I've played. Full of glitches, so messed up, plot's just not that good. It was hyped out to be a lot better than it was. It even used sound clips from like Tomb Raider and other PlayStation 1 games. You know, generally it was just terrible in comparison to how I thought it should have been. They could have fixed it. It could have been a lot better. Driving mechanics were hilarious. It was like... Oh god, I can't describe it. It was so funny to play it. I did try doing a Let's Play of Urban Chaos, and that was so funny. I should have left it up. Why do I delete stuff so avidly, for fuck's sake? But yeah, that's probably one of the worst games I've played. Otherwise, people say Sonic 06 is a terrible game. I disagree. It has a lot of glitches, yes. Is it such a bad game? No, not really. Overall, if they fix the glitches, which don't always occur, it could have been a lot better. You know, it could have been a bit like Sonic Adventure 3. I'd say Sonic Adventure 2 is probably better than Sonic 06, really, in every sense. The worst game I've ever played. Mortal Kombat Deception. Spoke about this recently, actually. Mortal Kombat Deception. Now, Mortal Kombat Deception, it does what it should do. It gives you a Mortal Kombat game. You can beat the shit out of each other. You can rip each other's heads off with the spine cord attached and stuff like that. It's really fun. You can beat the shit out of enemies. Stuff like that. You can beat them into death traps. That was amazing. That was brilliant. It was the only game to really have a load of death traps, you know, and there was like meat grinders, like, oh fuck, that was orgasmic. That was some good shit. But it had a story mode. I think it was called Conquest. It's the worst story mode I've ever played in my life. It was, you play as a guy called Shujinko, which has since been removed from the Mortal Kombat games, which I found hilarious. Most of the characters were from Deception, actually. They're very poorly made. Generally, Shujinko's journey was to appease some god or something. I think his name was Damashi or something. And it's been years since I played it. I played it on its release. Yeah, he had to help Damashi by preventing... I think he had to win Mortal Kombat or something to prevent Earthrealm from merging with Otherworld, which is kind of normal. It was some part in the plot of the previous games, but it was just so bad. It was an open world game. But all you could do, it was worse than bloody Driver 2. I mean, Driver 2, you could get out your car, you could run around. That was it. Police officers would stand there, they would say, you know, I'm going to shoot you. And they would just stand there. If you come too close to them, they would run away. It would be like, what? What the fuck? What was the point in this? You may as well just stayed in your car, like in Driver 1. Mortal Kombat Deception, you can run up to enemies and you can slap them. Literally just whack! Punch them in the face. They would fall over and that was it. Sometimes you would enter a battle with them, and Shujinko's ability was to turn into them. Though it wasn't actually to turn into them, it was to learn their martial arts style, but I think whoever it is who makes it, I can't remember, it's Midgate, I think it's Midgate, who makes Mortal Kombat, they got lazy and just decided if you're fighting Sub-Zero, you can be Sub-Zero, so there's 2 Sub-Zeros. And you can sit around, you can meditate, time goes on, certain things happen. I will applaud it on one thing, it's like, certain things happen based on the time of the day. It was a bit like Majora's Mask in a way. Though, generally it was just terrible. The graphics were awful for PlayStation 2. I really would like to do a review of this game. It's just so bad. Or do a Let's Play of it. That would be hilarious. No, we're not doing that. But it was really bloody shit. What made it worse is there's actually an interview in Mortal Kombat Deception. Sorry about that, guys. My camera cut out again. It's a good job I noticed it's a bit quicker this time. So, as I was saying, yeah, there was an interview with the producers of the game, and they were sat there and they were like, yeah, I really think we did a good job with Conquest. It's really, you know, we really put a lot of time and effort into this game, and we're really impressed with how it's come out. I was like, what? What? You were impressed with how the shit came out? It's one of the worst bloody games I've ever seen in my life. It's like, I want, after playing that, sorry, my nose is getting very itchy now. I wanted the time I spent playing that game back, literally, in blood probably, I don't know. But they made up for that with the arcade mode that was in Mortal Kombat Deception. I mean, I really liked the arcade mode. So, Conquest, terrible. Arcade mode, fantastic. It also had chess and puzzle combat. Puzzle combat was a blatant rip-off of something else, though. The chess was a bit poor, if I'm being honest, but quite kind of hilarious at the same time. So yeah, there you go. Testing. What the hell? Oh, fuck. Sorry, I just realised I'd actually muted my microphone. That's not good. So, anything that you, for the past 2 minutes, will probably have been muted. I hope that's not happened more than this once. It's a good job my camera's got a built-in recorder, so you will have heard me through that anyway. So anyhow... Oh, right, we've got one more question from Little Horry. It's a bit of a flattering one, this. Why are you so awesome? Thank you very much for that. Well, apparently the original answer I wrote down for this is, I'm good at entertaining people by sucking a lot of cock at Tomb Raider. I hope that answers your question. Okay, so one more question. Is this one more question, or is this two more questions from the same person? Tomb Raider game. Right, okay. So, yeah, we got one that I've actually recently added. Now, I don't think this person actually understood that the deadline was over about 3 months ago, because they asked me this the other day, but I decided I'd take it in anyway. Didn't see any harm in it. So this comes from Sweet Little Pie 08. And they, possibly a she, kind of more leaning towards that, but you never know. Might be a guy. Yeah, Sweet Little Pie asks, out of the Tomb Raider games you have done so far, what is your favourite level? And I've already answered game, but that's another question they asked. Yeah, what is my favourite level? And they asked me if I'd please explain why. Now, my favourite level, I think it's Tomb Raider 1. Tomb Raider 1. St. Francis Folly. St. Francis Folly was good at Midas. Midas, yes. I loved the Midas level. That was fun. That was fun. It was frustrating. It was fun. Frustrating fun. I loved it. Yeah, it was really fun, that was. I have a feeling I'm missing something somewhere. Second level of Tomb Raider 1? No. Is it the third level's the Jurassic Park one? I didn't like that one too much, for being honest. Fourth level was the really short one. St. Francis of Folly is the fifth one. How am I remembering all this? It's probably the number of times I have to edit my videos. Tomb Raider 2. Tomb Raider 2. There's been some levels I've enjoyed. Although I can't say I've enjoyed them as much as I have Tomb Raider 1 ones. I would say I really enjoyed the end of the Maria Doria ship thing, you know, where it's out on the deck. Oh, that's what it's called, the deck, isn't it? Yeah. The deck was quite a fun level. I got through that level a lot quicker than I expected to as well. I mean, I think it should have taken me a lot longer, but I didn't really get stumped on too much towards the end of it. I did it at the beginning though, didn't I? And also I think it was the landing dock? No. The platform. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I really enjoyed that as well, and the Opera House was fun. Despite the fact I may not seem to have enjoyed that whatsoever, it was just I was pissed off at the time. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. Now, they have one other question, and that's, why did you decide to start your blind Let's Plays? Now, the more I'm doing Let's Plays, the more the more impossible it's getting for me to answer this question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say watch my 100 subscriber special, because I very clearly explain in that a year after starting Let's Play why I started in the first place. So I'm sorry I can't answer it now, but I do a much better job of explaining it in the 100 subscriber special. Do I have anything to add to that? I don't think I do, really. I mean, I kind of talked a bit earlier on in this video about, like, stuff I did prior to Let's Playing, you know. To be honest, due to social difficulties I would never have seen myself doing this, because I suffer from far too much nerves, you know. Sorry. Oh. So that's it. Finally. I have finished my Q&A. My 500 subscriber special is done. I think it's time for me to have a party of some form. Oh, gosh. Guys, that was exhausting. Don't ever make me do that again. If I do a Q&A in future, which I may do, another Q&A, I'm not going to allow you to ask me more than one question, I'm afraid. I just did not expect to get so many questions, because I was all relaxed and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, guys, you can ask me as many questions as you want. And I was like, provided it wasn't an essay. That's exactly what I said. I regretted that the moment I saw the amount of questions that I had. I'm really sorry if I go a bit too much in depth about questions and stuff like that, but generally I like to do a lot of talking, and I really, really hope you've enjoyed this. I mean, I might not be the best at answering questions. Like I said, I may go a bit too much off track. But I'd like to hear about how much you enjoyed this or didn't enjoy it. How you think I can improve with this in future. And, yeah. What else can I say? Like I said, no 600 subscriber special. Thank you very much for all your questions. 700 subscriber special coming pretty soon. I think I may upload a 700 subscriber special right at the end of this year, actually. It's going to be pretty much tied to this, to a degree. The idea behind my 700 subscriber special, since you're watching the end of this video, I'm surprised you've actually watched through all this. Although saying that, you may have skipped this part. If you had, you're a very bad person. Go back and watch everything. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. For the 700 subscriber special, I decided, because I've answered a lot about myself, there's a few things that I haven't spoken about me. So I figured I could put 10 fun facts into a video. You know, 10 fun facts about me, generally. 10 interesting things about me. As a 700 subscriber special. I hope you're all looking forward to that. I've been working on it. I have come up with 10 things, although I'm a bit uncertain on some of them. I decided to go for a few things that like about five things that people who just simply watch my channel wouldn't know about me, and then 5 things my friends might not actually know about me. So, you know, it's a bit mixed. You know, it's interesting for everyone that way. So I hope you're looking forward to that. I've been very brave doing this. I've been very brave. My throat's killing me. I don't think I've ever talked so much in my life. Oh, okay, guys. I'm going to finish off now. Saying goodbye is always the hardest part. Oh god, I shouldn't have done that. Anyhow, till I see you again, take care of yourselves, and I hope you'll join me again for my 700 subscriber special.